You have a greater opportunity with a difficult wife. You have a greater opportunity to manifest Christ-likeness than you do with a very godly wife. And it's very easy to act like Christ when your wife is extremely mature and very godly. When you're married to a difficult woman who may not be a believer, that is your great opportunity to show her Christ. And if she's cut off from you in the sense that she doesn't want to hear anything you've got to say about Jesus, then there's a rule I always follow with everybody. If I can't talk to a person about God, then I'll talk to God about that person. Colossians chapter 4, pray for an open door, pray for an open door. Instead of arguing and fretting and fighting with your wife, you need to get before the throne of God and just live a life of prayer on her behalf. Secondly, what is it, first of all, you've got to recognize in Romans 8:28 that God is sovereign over your marriage. He could have stopped you from marrying that woman. In fact, the matter he didn't. Now what's God doing? Let me share with you something. What is the great goal of God in the life of a man? It's to make him like Christ. Okay, what are the things that we most think about when we think about Jesus Christ? We think about unconditional love, don't we? We think about mercy. We think about grace. Okay, now, how are you going to learn to exercise unconditional love, mercy, and grace? How are you going to learn to show unconditional love if you have a wife who meets all your conditions? How are you going to learn how to practice mercy with a wife who never fails you? Do you see, all these things are orchestrated to make you more like Christ. Here's the question. Do you want what Jesus wants? Most men don't. They want a perfect wife instead of wanting to be like Jesus. So if you can recognize that whatever struggles there may be with your wife, not wanting to know the Lord or not wanting to follow the Lord or whatever struggles you see there, you've got to realize, okay, you've got to ask yourself a question. Do I want the same thing God wants? God has orchestrated this. Why? To make me like Christ. Now what would I rather choose? To be like Christ or to have everything I want in a woman? What do I want? And it ought to be, I want to be like Jesus. I want to be like Jesus. God will give you a mate who is strong in the areas where she must be strong so that you're not tempted beyond what you can bear. But he will also give you a mate in which he's orchestrated her having weaknesses in the very places where you most want her to be strong, so that you learn to be like Christ, who loves his bride because he is love and because he is determined to love her. So you have actually a greater opportunity to show Christ-likeness in marriage to a difficult woman. As a woman who has a great opportunity to show Christ-likeness when married to a difficult man.